Longia Milosz Miller, Translator's Note. My mother and father, as 15-year-olds, were forcibly taken out of Poland by the Nazis to work as laborers in Germany. After World War II ended, they chose to stay in Germany and not return to communist Soviet-controlled Poland. They married, and I was born in a displaced persons camp in Germany. Hope followed my parents' journey through life. Hope, but also courage, perseverance, determination, hard work, and the search for a better future. When I was 10 months old, my parents immigrated to northern France. My father had found work in a coal mine. We moved into the coal mining camp housing about 24 immigrant families in small cottages. Even though we lived in France, Polish was the language spoken by most of the families living in this camp. When I entered the first grade in Vicunde's public school, the French teacher spoke to me in French. I just looked at her with a blank stare, not understanding the language. During my first grade school year, my family was sponsored by Catholic Charities and immigrated to the USA. My father had $50 American in his pocket. While we were on the flight from Paris to Idlewild, now JFK Airport, in New York City, my father taught me and my 4-year-old sister Lucy 2 words he knew in English. Thank you, pronouncing it thank you. That year, my parents struggled, but persevered. Yet, at a low point that year, things became overwhelming, and they considered returning to Poland. In correspondence with family in Poland, they were advised not to return to Poland. It was not the same Poland that they had left as 15-year-olds. How would our family be viewed or treated by the communist secret police if we had returned to Poland in 1954? My parents chose to remain in the USA and found work on a chicken egg farm in New Jersey. I repeated the first grade and given an additional class daily to learn the English language. In 2004, I traveled to Poland for the first time with my husband and youngest daughter to meet my Polish family. Upon returning home to New Jersey, I was motivated to improve my Polish language skills and traveled once a week to attend Polish classes in New York City. For the past 10 years, I have been studying the Polish language and literature with Malgorzata Pospiech, Ph.D. While reading Professor Pospiech's most recent novel, Szalenie Czasu, the 5th published in the Small Town Pentology, my husband asked me to relate to him what the novel was about. I translated a few chapters into English so he could read the novel himself, as it morphed from a psychological thriller, a historical document, to a memoir, and back again. These novels are like an archaeological dig, unearthing fragments of memories, oral history, court documents, and the whispered post-war history of Poland.